Welcome back. News 2 is on tour in neighborhoods all across Davidson County this week. And today we're making a stop in Glencliff. We have Alexa Little and Tony Davidson now to talk more about this. Good morning to you both. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. I'll start with you, Alexa. Give us an idea. If people ask you, where is the Glencliff neighborhood? How would you explain that to them?
Sure. So our lines basically fall between I-65 and I-24.
Okay.
Thompson Lane and the zoo.
Okay.
So that whole square area is really considered the Glencliff neighborhood.
And I know you guys are pretty active in terms of involvement and trying to protect it and make sure you're addressing all the concerns there. One of them being traffic, which is kind of all of Nashville, really. But Tony, help us to understand what you're seeing in terms of the traffic there.
We see a lot of speeding, a lot of we have a lot of neighborhoods that are cut through from 24 to 440 to I-65. We have a lot of people going through those.
Okay.
So what we've been doing is we had an open streets with Walk Bike Nashville back in November that went really, really well. And we are working with the Civic Design Center on tactical urbanism changes all over our district. So that's been pretty awesome too.
Okay. So, and I know something else you've been active on, Alexa, is trying to address homelessness. Kind of explain what you're seeing in terms of that particular issue in Glencliff, and then what y'all are doing to address it.
Sure. There seems to be a big influx of them in our district, in our area, and the neighbors, we did have a professional from the Office of Homeless Services come to our meeting yesterday and really helped us out by giving us information on who we should be contacting for different things. You know, contacting the police is not always the best thing to do first, but it was very educational for our neighborhood to get that information from her.
Okay, and I know y'all are addressing some of the concerns there, but you have some fun in Glencliff too, right? Tell us about the Arts and Music Festival,
So we're
Tony.
doing a arts and music festival called Flat Rock Fest. It's going to be taking place on April 26th from 12 to 5 p.m. at the Glencliff High School parking lot.
Okay.
We're going to have the Beatle Dudes, a Beatles cover band, Women of Kelly and Dana Cooper, both Glencliff locals.
Okay.
And we're also going to have a lot of vendors and food trucks and different artists. So if anybody wants to get more information, they can go to glencliffneighbors.org, or they can see the flyer on your screen there.
Yeah, so give me a little bit of background here, Alexa. How long have you lived in Glencliff, and how long have you been involved with the organization?
Sure. So I have lived in Glencliff about 7.5 years now, but I am a Nashville native and have always been very involved in every neighborhood I've lived in, and it just is kind of the way I like to experience the neighborhoods I live in. So even if there wasn't anything going on, I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And luckily, there's a lot of people in the neighborhood who are gung-ho about it.
How about you, Tony? How long have you been there?
So I moved to Glencliff in 2018.
Okay.
And I got involved because I live on a really major street, and there have been a lot of my neighbors who've had property damage from traffic problems. And so I met Alexa a couple of years ago, and I said, I want to get involved somehow. Help me. Tell me what I can do. And there's a lot of people in our neighborhood who want to do that. So we just want to be there for our neighbors.
What do you think makes this community so special, in your opinion, Alexa, as a Nashville native and someone who's lived in other parts of the community?
You know, the diversity we have in our neighborhood is amazing. We have a series where every single month we have a noshing event where we meet at a different international restaurant in our community, so that we get to have fun together and also maybe get people outside of their comfort zones to someplace they really wouldn't know how to approach solo.
Well, it sounds like a good time. Y'all are having a good time and addressing the needs of your neighborhood, making it better for everybody, it sounds like.
Yes, we're trying.
Well, thank you so much for coming by and sharing your story with us. We appreciate it. Folks will have more information. You can learn more about Glencliff and how to get involved. Just watch this segment again at WKRN.com.